Good morning students. Today we are starting question answer session for your chapter Physical and Chemical Changes. Before this session you must complete all three videos and you must read this chapter once, at least once. So here we are starting exercise of this chapter, which is on page number 65. If you have textbook, then you can mark the answers, or if you don't have textbook, then you can note down question and answer. I will read answers also for all the questions. So the first question is multiple choice question. In that, first, the smallest particle of compound that can exist in nature is atom, molecule, element, mixture. So correct option is A, atom. Which of this, second one, which of this is not true about compound? Not true means false statement. We have to find false statement. First, A, the composition of particular compound remain fixed. True. Compound cannot be separated into their constituent element by physical method. True. Compound can be separated into their constituent element by chemical method. True. The properties of the compound are same as the properties of constituent element. False. So option D is the answer for this question. Third one, the chemical symbol for arsenic is capital A, AR, AS and AN. So option C is correct, AS for arsenic. Then fourth one, the valency of helium and calcium are dash respectively. 0 and 1, 1 and 0, 1 and 2, 0 and 2. So option D is correct. For helium valency is 0 and for calcium valency is 2. Fifth one, sulfate is an element, molecules, group of atoms, compound. So sulfate, not sulfur. Sulfur is element, sulfate is group. So option C is correct, group of atoms. Sixth one, which of the following does a chemical equation not do? Means chemical equation not do. So first one, it lists all the reactant. Yes. It lists all the product. Yes. It tells us the number of atoms and molecules involved in the reaction. Yes. It tells us the weight of reactants used and product formed. No. So option D is correct answer for this question. Then seventh one, which of this is chemical change? The dissolution of sugar in water? No, this is physical change. Water freezing to ice? Physical change. Melting of wax? Physical change. Burning of candle is chemical change. So option D. Eighth one, the burning of wax is an example of dash change. This is multiple choice question, means here 1 or 2 or 3 options may be correct. We have to select appropriate pair. So they have given option reversible, physical, irreversible, chemical. Burning of wax, not melting of wax. Burning of wax is chemical change and chemical change are always irreversible. So two options are correct, irreversible and chemical. That is third and fourth options are correct. So third and fourth number is mentioned in option C. So option C is correct. Ninth one, rusting is a change of dash. Iron oxide to iron, oxygen to carbon dioxide? No. Iron to iron oxide? Yes. Carbon dioxide to oxygen? No. So option C, iron to iron oxide. 10th one, the browning of the cut surface of fruit is similar to evaporation, condensation, rusting, crystallization. Answer C, rusting. Okay, so here we end with multiple choice question. Next is fill in the blanks. Again 8 question in that. So first, there are dash elements known till date. So answer is 118 elements. Common salt is made of dash and dash. Common salt is made up of sodium and chlorine. The properties of compound are different from the properties of their constituent dash. From the properties of their constituent elements. Answer is elements. Fourth one, melting of wax is dash change. Melting of wax. Now this is not burning of wax. This is melting of wax. So melting of wax is physical change. Fifth one, the process that takes place when a supersaturated solution of urea is cooled to get a solute. It's called supersaturated solution is about crystallization. So answer is crystallization. Sixth one, iron nails dipped in solution of copper sulfate acquire a reddish brown copper color. This is an example of dash change. This was the very last activity in the video 3 and it was about chemical change. So answer for this fill in the blanks is chemical change. Seventh one, the chemical formula of calcium carbonate is dash. Calcium carbonate. For calcium we write Ca, C capital, A small, and carbonate is group of atoms. So for carbonate CO3, all letters capital but 3 will be at bottom of the O, that is as a subscript. So CaCO3. 8. CuSO4 is a chemical formula for dash. CuSO4 is chemical formula for copper sulfate. Okay, so this was the last question of fill in the blanks. Next is true and false. An element is, first one, an element is made up of only one kind of atom. True? Yes, it is true. Carbon dioxide is made up of carbon and oxygen. Yes, this statement is also true. Third one, a mixture is substance that has two or more elements in fixed ratio. Mixture is fixed ratio or any proportion. Mixture is for any proportion, not for the fixed ratio. So this is false. Third one is false. Fourth, the component of mixture retain their properties in the mixture. Yes, this is true. This is again one property of mixture. We have discussed the example of chiuda for this. So properties remains as it is in the mixture. So statement is true. A symbol can be used to represent an element or an atom of an element. Yes, right. Like our name, we write in short form. In same manner, symbols are used to write short form of name of elements. Sixth one, the number of atoms in a molecule of an element is called its formula. No, this is false statement. Seventh, an equation is balanced to make sure that the number of atoms of each element is same on both the side of equation. Yes, equation word itself tells that both the sides are equal. So in chemical equation also the number of atoms of any element should be equal on both the sides. So this statement is true. 8. Rusting is physical change? No. Rusting is chemical change because it is irreversible and a completely new compound, that is iron oxide, is formed in rusting process. 9th one. A physical change can be reversible or irreversible? Yes. Tearing of paper, irreversible physical change. And reversible physical change, water vapors to water and water to ice cube. So these are the example of reversible, irreversible physical change. So this statement is true. 10. Crystallization is an irreversible change? False. It is reversible change and it is a physical change. So this statement is false. Now next question is short question answers. In that, first one is, what is an element? So answer of this question is on page number 52. Under the heading element, you can see third line, starting with purple color letter. An element, a word, an element is a substance that cannot be split into simpler substances by chemical method. Okay, this was the definition of element. Now second one, define an atom and molecule. So first we have to write definition, and with this, okay, first we will discuss this question. So for atom definition, page number 52, under the heading atom, again italic font, see, fourth line, the smallest particle of an element that retains the properties of the element is called an atom. Okay. Next one, with that we have to also write the definition of molecule. So that is on page number 53, under the heading molecules, line number 2, here, line number 2. A molecule is the smallest part of an element or compound that can exist by itself. Okay. Next question, number 3. Question 3. What is the formula of nitric acid? Name the atoms present in one molecule of the nitric acid. So nitric acid is a compound. We have to write the formula for it, which is available on page number 57. You can see a chart. In that chart, find where is nitric acid. So nitric acid is written in third row, third column, nitric acid. With that, its formula HNO3, in which H is hydrogen, N nitrogen, O oxygen. So in answer you have to write this formula with what each letter means: H hydrogen, N nitrogen, O oxygen. Next question, 4th. Compound A react with another compound B to form a compound C. What kind of change does this represent? When two compounds react with each other and they are forming a completely new compound, that is C. So when there is a completely new substance formation, then it is chemical change. So answer for this question, what you will write? You will write that when compound A react with B, forming completely new compound, that is C, then it is a chemical change. Now 5th question, what compounds do these formula represent? They have given total 4 formulas. First is H2O, then CO2, then CuSO4 and NaHCO3. So again we will check the chart. You can directly write, but I will give you hint. Okay, so on page number 56, at the bottom of the page you can see one table. Here, first example, H2O. H2O means water. Second, CO2 means carbon dioxide. Then third, CuSO4. Cu means copper, SO4 means sulfate, so copper sulfate. And fourth one is NaHCO3. NaHCO3. NaHCO3 means, Na means sodium, for HCO3, this is full group, for which we will write bicarbonate. Okay, so NaHCO3 means sodium bicarbonate. Question number 6. What is crystallization? What is it used for? Crystallization was the example of physical change. So answer is available on page number 60 with the heading crystallization. You can see here at the bottom of the third line, definition is there. Crystallization is the process of separating solid from its solution as crystals. This is crystallization. And we have to write examples also, so that are available on opposite side. Here you can see again last passage. So in that you can write, crystallization is commonly used in industries to form the crystals of substances like sugar, common salt, copper sulfate, urea and alum from their respective solution. So this was crystallization. Then the next question, question number 7. Write the chemical equation in words and then using chemical formula for the chemical change that occur when iron nail are dipped in copper sulfate solution. This was discussed in video number 3 at the end of the video. So this answer is directly not available in your textbook. So I have written this on one page. You can write it from here. Can you see the answer? First I have written the question, full question, and after that I have written word equation and then chemical equation. So you have to write first word equation, in which copper sulfate plus iron, then arrow, it gives product as iron sulfate and copper. Now below that we are writing in symbolic form. So for copper sulfate, CuSO4 plus iron, for that Fe, which gives iron sulfate, FeSO4 plus copper, Cu. Okay, so this is the answer of this question. You can check one more time if you want. I will upload one photo at the end of the video for this. Okay, then 8th question. How can browning of cut surface of some fruits and vegetable be prevented? So browning of fruits and vegetables, what to do? Eat when you cut that fruit. Don't waste the time. Okay, but if I want to preserve, then so answer is there on page number 63 at the bottom of the page, first paragraph. Here, first paragraph, second line. The browning of cut surface can be prevented by rubbing lemon juice on the cut surface or by placing the cut fruits underwater to prevent contact with oxygen. So here we end with short question answers. Now long question answers. Again in that we have lots of questions. So the first question is, explain with the help of example the difference between atoms and molecules. So when you write the answer for difference between two things, then what do you do? Make column, two columns. In first column you will write atom, in second column you will write molecules. So I will tell you first all the points for atom and then all the points for molecules. So now page number 52 again. First point for atom. Fourth line under the heading atom. The smallest particle of an element that retain the property of the element is called atom. Point number 1. Second point just below that. Each element is made up of only one kind of atom. Okay. Third point. A piece of gold is made up of only gold atom. This is an example for this atom column. Okay. Then in second column you will write points for molecules. For that, page number 53, at bottom of the page again under the heading of molecule, italic font, second line of this passage. A molecule is the smallest part of an element or compound that can exist by itself. First point. Second point is just after that. A molecule may contain one or more atoms which may be similar or different. Third point, you can see here bullet marks. These are the examples of molecules. From that you have to write the example number 1 and 3. First one is, a molecule of nitrogen has 2 atoms of nitrogen and a molecule of water has 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. So here we end with difference between atoms and molecule with 3 points. 2 points as a property and 1 point as a example. Then the next question, question number 2, list 3 main properties of all the compounds, of all compounds. Properties of compounds, page number 54. 3 properties, main 3 properties. You can see the heading properties of compounds. First property, composition. So first line of that paragraph, the composition of specific compound is fixed irrespective of how and where it is made. Second property under the heading separation, a compound cannot be broken down to its constituent elements by physical method of separation. Third point under the heading properties different from constituent elements. The properties of compounds are different from the properties of their constituent element. We have performed one activity based on all these 3 properties in first video. You can refer that and then write this answer. The next question is, define physical change and list its characteristic. Give 3 examples of physical change. This we have done in third video. So answer is available on page number 59 under the heading physical change. First, definition. It is just below that. Again italic font. Changes that affect only the physical properties of a substance and where new substances are not formed are called physical change. Definition. Then examples, you can see here they have given 6 examples. You can write that examples, or if you want, you can write any example around you, but it should be a physical change. Then, so here they have given melting of butter, tearing of paper, breaking of glass. And now we have to write properties. These properties are also there on the same page. Again 6 properties. From that you can write at least 2 properties. So first property, a physical change affects only the physical property of substances, that is size, shape and state. Second one, no new substance is formed in a physical change. Third one, the substance after the change and the substance before the change are same chemically. Okay. So here we end with this question. Next is describe an experiment to get crystals of alum. Crystals of alum means crystallization process. So we have to write about crystallization. Again crystallization, page number 60. On left hand side, second passage. You can see here second passage. Yes. So that in that third line, first a solute is dissolved in a solvent till the solution becomes saturated. The solvent is allowed to evaporate to get large crystals of solute. This is the process to obtain crystals of alum. Okay. Next question. Define a chemical change and list its characteristic. Give 3 examples of chemical change. This question is similar to previous question, the one which was before, crystallization. So first definition, examples and properties for chemical change. And this is on page number 61. Here, just below this picture, you can see here definition and example. So I will read it out. First line in that passage. Changes that involves the formation of new substances are called chemical changes. The burning of paper, curdling of milk, cooking of food, digestion of food are the example of chemical changes. And after that properties are written on page number 62. You can just see at the back here. Again there are 6 properties. From that you can write any 3 properties. 4 properties. From that you can write 2. There may be a color change. Evolution of gas may be observed. A precipitate may be formed. Okay. So these are the properties of chemical change. Now next question. What is rusting of iron? How can it be prevented? Rusting of iron, first we have to write about process and then preventing method. Answer is on page number 62 under the heading rusting of iron. Answer is just above this picture. So this passage, you can see here, this passage, page number 62. Rusting is actually iron oxide formed by the reaction of iron with atmospheric oxygen in the presence of moisture. The rusting of iron is therefore chemical change. And for prevention, on the same page, on left hand side, here you can see prevention of rusting. So rusting can be prevented by coating the iron surface with oil, grease or paint. And in next passage, one more method is mentioned. You can write about that also. Another method of preventing rusting is to coat the iron with another metal such as zinc or chromium. This process is called as galvanization. Okay. So this was rusting of iron and its prevention. Question number 8 is based on experiment which we have not performed. So don't write this question at this moment. We will go for next question. Explain with an experiment what happens when iron nails are dropped into a solution of copper sulfate. So here what we have to do, we will not write the complete experiment, we will just write the result or conclusion observation which we get from this experiment. This was explained in third video at the end of the video. So what is the result? Answer is available on page number 64. Here you can see total 4 points. First one is aim, then material, then method, and under the heading observation and conclusion you have to write the color of the solution has changed from blue to green. The color of the iron nail had changed from grey to reddish brown. And if you want, you can add the reaction also, which I showed you on the screen in previous question, in short question answer. Okay, I will share that image again. You can add that reaction with this answer. Okay, so here we end with the exercise of this chapter, physical and chemical change. We are done with all the explanation and question answers. I hope you will write the answer for these questions, and you will study this chapter, you will read this chapter, right? Even though we are not there, we are not meeting personally or physically, but you will do this homework, right? So let's end this video here. We will meet after some days for next chapter. Till the time, stay home, stay safe, and bye.